welcome back to my Englehart section here. I'm going to take a look at a couple of things that I've done. I'm back from vacation, so you bet I've been working on this. So basically, I was able to get the track down, as you saw in the last video, and I already had the cork down. I only had the cork down to about here, and I didn't have any of this track. So I was able to continue on the track to here, and the cork, I continued it all the way down to the end of this module right here. And this is where I go into the curve, right? But for now, I stopped the cork there, and I had already basically figured out how I was doing my switches. So I put those down, and I drilled the holes for the switch machines because all my switch machines are going on the mains. So those are good to go. And they're just kind of pinned down. And then basically I ran some flex track all the way down, and it's all soldered, and then I have it connected to here. So technically, if I wanted to, I could run a train right from here all the way down, all the way around, and all the way to the other side, which I did try doing earlier. So I started it here and I took it to the other station. So here, where my train station is going to be, I can run it from station to station, no problem, and I'm really excited about it. So I'm going to include obviously some clips in the video here just to show you, but I still have got way more work to do. So let's get to it, and let's get this main done, because seriously, I want to run some trains. So I got to get my loop going here. So let's get back to work. Let's drop some more track, and hopefully get this thing done sooner than later. Okay, so I had some extra flex track, so I decided to run my second line here. This is the second main for the passenger track, or run, whatever you call it. It started about there, and I used 2 pieces, which equals about 6 feet, and I was able to run it all the way over to here. And then I had some extra track from when I had those the 2 bridge, or yeah, like the whole bridge section. So I had all this straight here, runs all the way from right there down, and I was able to chop it, make sure it was good. This is the good portion of it, and then I just obviously chopped it here, connected it, soldered it together. I still need my station platform for in here, so I'm not going to glue this down yet, because I want to make sure there is enough clearance in between just to fit the platform. I'm sure my measurement is accurate, and it's pretty straight for the most part, but just to be on the safe side, I'm not going to glue it yet. I'm going to, however, I'm going to try to run this train here. I want to make sure that this curve is good, especially with these longer passenger cars. So I'm going to sit that guy there, and I'm going to run the passenger car behind it just to make sure that the clearance is sufficient. You can also see, if you can, there's obviously there's yellow and red under that far one there, which elevates it. I know it's not the cleanest, but I got some more electrical tape, and I put electrical tape, and it's black, so you can barely see it there, under this one, which elevated it. I can get into detail about how I do my super elevations at a later time. If you're interested, let me know, and I can definitely tell you how I do it. It's not that elevated, it's a small curve, and I don't even think I'd be going that fast into it, just for the fact that the station is literally 2 feet away from it, so it won't be that big of a curve. But it is mainline, so I did kind of want to keep to the theme of it, and have all my elevated curves. Like these are elevated here, so well, these are, this isn't, but yeah, I want to keep all my main lines elevated on the curves. So yeah, and I'm gonna run the train now, and I'm gonna see how far around I can get. So I'm gonna do this in reverse, just because it's easier for me to walk over there and stop it. So I can come from that in there, which is where it started, And I know I'm only doing one car here, which is totally fine. It doesn't really bother me. It's just for testing, but these are big cars. They are really long, so see the car in the distance there. Sorry about the noise, by the way, if you're hearing that. I also like using these bright green cars, the green and white, because it's really easy to pick up on that brown backdrop. Lots of clearance. Which is very important, especially if you're using longer cars. And it's going to come right back to this station here. I'm just going to grab this car here. Voila. Okay, so this is here, we'll take 3 cars. The only problem is I have to kind of run back when I get to the other side there because of the fact, obviously, that my controller is not wireless. So once it goes over to the other side, I can kind of film it and show you that it goes over to the other side. And then I'm gonna have to come back and stop it before it goes off the tracks. And I hope no one's cringing too hard at the fact that it's a Via pulling some Go Transit bi-levels. My Go Transit locomotive is that right now. So that means DC and unpainted and unfinished. So I just kind of wanted to, you know, run something that had a bit of color to it. Made a bit of sound. Neat, right? Comes up to the station where I have more Go cars. Alright, so now that that proof is there, that we've got it going all the way around now, I'm just gonna go turn it off. Or stop it, I guess. Whoa. There we go. Yeah, I gotta put some controller ports over on this side. So basically made it all the way over to the station here, which is great. So gotta continue on and go across this gap, across the other gap, and around the one last corner, and then I've got a full loop. So close. So one last note here. So I took a quick trip to the hardware store. I got an 8-foot long piece of the same stuff that I use for my modules here to build the frames, and I cut it down, and I was able to salvage this piece of wood from something else that I had it for. I can't remember what it was for. You can kind of see there's like foam glued to it, but the bottom of it was totally fine. So I flipped it over, cut it shorter, added some foam on top, glued it down. I'm just waiting for it to dry. Also, it is attached to both this module and my little shelf module here, and it basically just bridges right across here, which basically, obviously if you can see, I just got to put the foam up there, run the track and the cork down to here, and then I literally see the cork there, have to run it to there, and then I'm done. And then I just, you know, obviously the track, right? The track's the big part that I still need to run from, like, literally just around the corner there all the way down and then to right there, and then that's my main line. That's it. I really do not have that much left to do. It's crazy. So hopefully I can get it done this week, and that way I'll be running some trains by early next week. It's that simple. So stay tuned, because there's definitely lots more to go, lots more to do, and lots of scenery to do. I'm gonna get my backdrop soon to do the entire inside of here. And then obviously gonna start doing some decorating, adding my sidings and doing some landscape, add some industries, and most importantly, run some trains. So stay tuned. Lots more to come.